In a world that praises permanence in homes, careers, and titles, we grow up believing that stability is not only real, but something we should chase. We build around it, we rely on it, and when it starts to slip, we panic. But here's the thing: stability, as we imagine it, doesn't really exist. Not in nature, not in machines, not even in the structures we use every single day. A wall doesn't hold itself up. A car doesn't run forever. Even your ceiling fan, quiet, steady, reliable, has a motor that needs tension, current, movement to keep from falling apart. Stability isn't a state. It's a system, a process, a constant balance of tiny forces, adjusting, holding, correcting every movement behind the scenes. And we don't notice it because when something feels stable, we assume it's simple. But real stability isn't simple. It's maintained. And that's the piece that most often miss. Take a kitchen sink. You turn the faucet. Water flows. You expect it to work every day. No questions asked. But behind the one small movement is pressure, piping, valves, flow control, temperature regulation. If even one seal weakens, you've got yourself a leak. If the pressure's off, you've got a trickle or a burst. Nothing changed on the surface, but something shifted behind the scenes. Do you see the parallels in your life? Most people operate like they're turning faucets. They expect things to keep flowing. Work, relationships, identity. But behind each one, something is holding tension. Something is regulating. And when that hidden system starts to fail, when there's no adjustment or awareness, they do not see it coming. They call it burnout. They call it failure. But really, it's the quiet collapse of something they never looked at, much less even knew was about to give in. Think about a car, not just one you like, but one you love. Not just driving it, but owning it. If you ignore the oil, the belts, the tire pressure, you'll still be driving for a while. Then one day, it stops. It doesn't always give you a warning, but it does give you a bill. This is exactly what happens when we confuse running with lasting. Anything that looks stable from the outside is being maintained from the inside, not dramatically, quietly, bit by bit. Your home stands because it has a solid foundation, but even the concrete shifts with the soil. The frame of your house expands and contracts with the temperature, and the roof only keeps out rain because someone checks it, cleans it, reinforces it every so often. Nothing just works. It works because it's being worked on, and the same goes for you. People want peace, like it's a destination, a final state, a place to arrive at where you can stay. But peace, like anything else that functions, is built. Like keeping a level shelf, you check it, adjust it, maybe slide a folded napkin under the leg so it doesn't wobble. It's not that it was ever perfect, it's that you noticed the imbalance and you corrected it. That's life, that's stability. You learn to spot the shift early. You make micro adjustments. You tighten the loose bolts before the whole cabinet comes off the wall. That is wisdom, not reacting to breakdown, but keeping things aligned so breakdown is accounted for. So, if things feel unstable, if your peace is fragile, your plans feel brittle, your identity's wearing thin, don't take it as failure. Take it as a setback. Every tool in your house, every switch on your wall, every fan on your ceiling only works because its unseen parts are working together in unison, in constant fashion. You are no different. The goal is not to be unchanging. The goal is to be aware of the small, hidden forces that hold you together and to stay involved in adjusting them. Stability isn't what you have, it's what you maintain. And the moment you stop tending to it is the moment it starts slipping through your hands. So start with what's around you. Look at your home. Look at your habits. Look at the little things you involve yourself with every single day and ask yourself, what's holding this together? And what is holding me together? Because once you see it, once you recognize the balance it takes, you'll never fall for the illusion again. This space is here for a reason, to help you question everything that's been accepted without thought, to bring clarity not with complexity, but with simplicity that actually makes sense. You don't need theories, you need tools, ways of seeing, ways of thinking, ways of living that make you feel like the world makes more sense. So question what you were taught to expect, look at what holds your life together and start maintaining it on purpose. Question everything, start with what's right in front of you. Because once you see it, once you recognize the balance it takes, you'll never fall for the illusion again. And maybe that's the part that no one ever told you, that the things that feel most solid in this life, the roof over your head, the strength in your voice, the food on your table, and the peace in your mind, aren't things you own once. They're things you steward daily. Like an old hallway clock, it doesn't keep time because it was built well once. It keeps time because someone pays attention. Your life is no different. You're not broken if you need to pause. You're not weak if you need to check in. You're not behind if you feel off balance. You're simply overdue for maintenance. We tune guitars not because they failed, but because tension shifts, air changes, and time passes. And like any instrument that's played and used, your life will go out of tune unless you stop long enough to listen. So ask yourself, what's creaking beneath the surface? What habits feel a little loose? What tension are you ignoring, just hoping it'll hold? Because the truth is, no one hears the squeak in the hinge until the door sticks. And by then, you're not living, you're forcing it, when all it really needs was a little attention, a little care. That's the difference between surviving and sustaining, between appearing fine and actually being grounded. We ask each other, are you okay? Most of us say we're fine, but real stability isn't in silence. It's not in stillness. It's in presence. Presence of mind, while pressure applied with care, awareness that shows up before the collapse, the quiet work no one sees, but that holds everything tightly together. So I encourage you, don't wait for the breakdown. Tighten the bolts now. Listen carefully to the needs that are around you and take care of it with due diligence. Because the strongest things in life are as strong as they are because someone made them that way. You've been listening to the very best voice. Thank you for taking this time to reflect, to grow, and to become. Until next time, walk with strength, love deeply, lead with honor, and continue your journey toward the man you were always meant to be.